I ended the previous devlog with a list of things that I wanted to get done. In today's devlog, I want to work on the enemy system, game textures, level loading and the score system. So let's firstly get started with the enemy system. Now I don't want this to be a typical enemy system, where enemies attack the player and the player has to avoid the enemy attacks and then attack back. I want the enemies to be more neutral. The way I'm going to achieve this is by making the enemies minecarts. These minecarts will move across the scene on rails and the player must avoid getting hit by these carts while collecting the gems. Now that I actually think about it, it's not really an enemy system, but oh well. To get started making this system, I'll first make the tracks. After that, I'll add a path 2D node to the center of each track. These will be used to guide the minecarts across the tracks. To finish up the tracks, I'll add a collision zone to each one so that I can stop gems and chests from spawning on them. Next I'll add the minecarts. The minecarts will spawn at the start of the level and will move along the tracks. I'm also going to make the speed of each minecart random because, as I talked about in my previous devlog, randomness is fun. Now it's time to update the textures. After an hour or two of working on the art in A sprite, I add new textures for pretty much everything in the game. I won't show all the footage here as it's kind of boring, but I've uploaded the time lapses to my second channel in case you're interested. Link in the description. I'm not great at pixel art, but these new textures are shit. I'm not great at pixel art, but these new textures will do. The art of the game isn't completely done yet as I got bored and started to procrastinate. The only thing left to do is play animations, which I'll do at some point. But for now, I'm going to replace all the old textures in the game with the new ones. The new textures are a bit bigger than the old ones, so I'm also going to have to recreate the level. While I'm at it, I'll also create a couple more levels to add more variety into the game. To wrap up this devlog, let's improve the level loading system, so that a new level will be loaded once the player has collected all of the gems. To do this, I started by saving the amount of gems that are spawned at the start as a variable. Every time a gem is collected, the game takes away 1 from this variable, and when the value equals 0, the game will load a new level. I'm also going to add a second way in which a level can be loaded. Each level will have a timer. At the minute it's at 60 seconds, but this may change in the future. The player has to try to collect as many gems as they can within this limit. The player will miss out on any gems that they did manage to collect in the time limit and they'll be removed. Oh, and I also added a pop-up menu with a next day button. This pop-up menu will be expanded in the future. Finally, I'll add the score system. The score system will be based on how many days the player has managed to survive. Every time a new level is loaded, it will add 1 to the day counter. Oh, and I know the UI is trash, but I'll fix that later. So you may be wondering, if the score system is based on how many days you've survived, then what's the point of collecting gems? Well, you'll have to check out my next devlog to find out. If I've released that video, it'll be on screen now. If not, consider subscribing so you don't miss it. See you next time.